There are moments you try to grow spiritually, confusion shows up. The moment you choose holiness, temptation multiplies. Let me tell you something most Christians don't understand. Not every battle is physical. Some battles are spiritual. Ephesians 6:12 says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers, rulers of darkness." There is an invisible war happening, and many believers are under spiritual attack without even realizing it. Today, I'm going to show you 5 clear biblical signs that you are under spiritual attack. Stay with me till end. Let's begin 1. Unusual and persistent opposition. One of the first signs of spiritual attack is sudden, unusual resistance. Not normal life challenges, but repeated, strange, coordinated opposition. You try to pray, distractions increase. You try to fast, problems multiply. You step into purpose, doors suddenly close. This is not coincidence. Look at Daniel in Daniel chapter 10. Daniel prayed and fasted for 21 days. When the angel finally arrived, he said, "From the first day you prayed, your words were heard. But the prince of Persia resisted me 21 days. Did you catch that? The answer was released, but it was resisted in the spirit realm. Sometimes when resistance increases, it's not because God said no. It's because something is fighting your yes. Now listen carefully. Opposition does not mean you are failing. Often opposition means you are advancing. The enemy does not attack what is not a threat. Jesus was attacked immediately after his baptism. Right after heaven declared, "This is my beloved Son." Why? Because affirmation often triggers confrontation. If you are facing intense resistance the moment you step into prayer, growth, obedience, or calling, you may be under spiritual attack. 2. Sudden spiritual dryness and loss of passion. This one is subtle. You used to love worship. You used to feel God's presence. You used to hunger for the Word. But suddenly, the Bible feels dry. Prayer feels heavy. Church feels empty. And you start thinking, maybe something is wrong with me. Let me tell you something powerful. Sometimes spiritual dryness is not a lack of God. It is warfare against your intimacy. In Revelation 2, Jesus warns the church, "You have left your first love." Notice, love can be attacked. The enemy understands something many believers ignore. If he cannot destroy you externally, he will try to disconnect you internally. Because a disconnected believer is easier to weaken. Think about it. Satan didn't immediately try to destroy Job's faith. He attacked his environment first. If you feel a strange loss of fire, if prayer feels like pressure, if distractions intensify when you seek God, ask yourself, is this spiritual fatigue or spiritual resistance? Here's the truth. Spiritual attacks often target your devotion first, because devotion is your power source. 3. Intense, unusual temptation is normal. But unusual, repeated, targeted temptation, that can be warfare. Notice how Satan tempted Jesus in Matthew 4. Not randomly, strategically, after 40 days of fasting, at his weakest physical moment. Spiritual attack often comes when you're tired, you're transitioning, you're elevating, you just had a spiritual breakthrough. And the temptation will often attack your identity, your calling, your trust in God. Satan told Jesus, "If you are the Son of God." That wasn't just temptation, that was identity warfare. If you suddenly experience old habits resurfacing aggressively, thoughts you haven't struggled with in years, strong urges after spiritual commitment, temptation aligned exactly with your destiny. That's not random. The enemy tempts what threatens him. David was anointed king and immediately faced Goliath. Joseph had a dream and immediately faced betrayal. Jesus was affirmed and immediately faced temptation. Why? Because elevation attracts opposition. But here's what many miss. Temptation does not mean you are weak. It means you are valuable. 4. Confusion and mental overload. One of the most powerful weapons of spiritual attack is confusion. 1 Corinthians 14:33 says, God is not the author of confusion. So if God is not the author, who benefits from it? Spiritual attack often shows up as overthinking, doubt spirals, sudden insecurity, fear without clear cause, mental fog during important decisions. You start questioning, did God really say? Am I called? Is this even worth it? Maybe I'm imagining everything. Notice something. That's exactly how the serpent spoke to Eve. Did God really say? Confusion is the enemy's gateway, because once your mind is unstable, your decisions become unstable. The battlefield is the mind. 2 Corinthians 10:5 says, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself. Imaginations, arguments, thought patterns. Spiritual warfare often attacks your thoughts before your life. If you've experienced unusual mental heaviness, negative thoughts that feel injected, doubt right after clarity, fear right before breakthrough, you may be under spiritual attack. But now, we're about to reach the most dangerous sign, 5. Isolation and withdrawal. This is the most dangerous one, because it feels natural. You stop calling people, you avoid church, you withdraw from accountability, you isolate emotionally, and you tell yourself, I just need space. But listen carefully. Wolves isolate sheep before attacking them. Spiritual attack often pushes you into isolation. Elijah experienced this in 1 Kings 19. After a major victory on Mount Carmel, he ran into isolation. He said, I am the only one left. That was not reality. That was distortion. Spiritual attack will make you feel alone, convince you no one understands, push you away from support, amplify loneliness. Because isolation weakens resistance. Ecclesiastes 4:12 says, a cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. The enemy knows that community is protection. What to do if you are under spiritual attack? Now, I won't leave you with fear. I'll give you strategy. Strengthen prayer, not reduce it. Declare scripture out loud. Stay connected, even when you don't feel like it. Guard your thoughts. Worship aggressively. Ephesians 6 says, put on the whole armor of God. Notice, armor is worn before battle, not during damage. You are not powerless. Luke 10:19, I have given you authority. Authority, not anxiety. Let me speak directly to you. If you've been feeling unusual pressure, if your mind has been under attack, if your passion has been fading, if temptation has intensified, if isolation has been whispering your name, this is not random. This may be warfare. But hear me clearly. You are not losing. You are being targeted because you are advancing. Don't retreat. Don't surrender. Don't disconnect. Stand. James 4:7 says, resist the devil and he will flee. Not negotiate, not coexist, flee. But resistance requires awareness. Now that you know the signs, you can fight intelligently. If this message spoke to you, comment I stand below. Share this with someone who needs spiritual clarity. And most importantly, pray tonight with authority. Because you are not under attack without purpose, the enemy attacks what heaven is raising. Stay alert, stay armored, stay connected. And remember, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. Stand firm.